already near Christmas, so I was not supposed to play in Vikazé. But then I was lucky, actually. Probably chess was lucky, because Nigel Shaw, his wife, gave a birth to a second baby, and Nigel dropped from the tournament. So there was an extra seat, and they invited me to play. So thanks to Nigel and his family affairs, so I was eventually invited to play in Vikazé, and as I said, I played one of my probably best tournaments, and definitely it was the longest winning streak in my career. I won 7 games in a row. After making draw with Ivanchuk in round 1, I won 7 in a row, including this one, which was round 4. So I played Veselin Topalov, and we played many games with Veselin. Actually, my last official game was also against him. I lost 1, but I probably believe it was a compensation for this one. So you have to pay your debts. And the good thing about Veselin is that he's always one of the players who wants to play chess. He doesn't care whether he wins, loses. Okay, he wants to win, and he was a world champion. But he's one of the players I always love to play. Actually, the funny thing is that we played first game in Linares '93 was a draw. Second game we played in Moscow, but I lost. So then I lost the last game I played against him, but I won many in the middle, including this one. So it was round 4 of Vikazé. I don't know whether ever you have been in Vikazé. It's a tiny, tiny place in Holland that gained prominence only because of this tournament. There are probably about, I don't know, 2,500 people there, and the population probably, is triple during the tournament because there are many tourists, and it's a big tournament. So tournament A, tournament B, tournament C, and then open tournament, and then a bunch of amateurs coming from all over Holland to watch it. So it's a little bit unusual because traditional tournament you have, all stage, in a very prominent place like in Linares, right, in a hotel, and no one is interfering. Here you have that's a little podium. You have tournament A, then tournament B, then tournament C, then open tournament, and everything under one roof. So, and then of course you can bump, especially if you go to the restroom, into any player, any space. So rating doesn't matter very much. So, but it creates some kind of interesting atmosphere. Maybe it helped me this was my first tournament, to play well. In fact, actually, I had another boost in the middle, actually in the beginning, because traditionally they had a blitz tournament. They had 2 rounds and then a blitz. They did the rest day and then a blitz, and then whatever number of rounds, I think 6 rounds in the row. So, and I won the blitz quite convincingly. Actually, I started in blitz. I won 8 out of the first 9 games. So, drawing with Kramnik and beating Anna and Ivanchuk, whatever, and then the rest of the field. So that was a game round 4, I said. E4, and Topalov was surprised to play D6. I don't know whether he ever played D6 before or after. Yeah, it was a psychological choice because he wanted just to take me on the main lines. He experienced problems playing main lines with me, so just playing D6. And I never truly experienced, D6. So we didn't play many games with Zura. So that's why I played Bishop B3 because I was not very much on this series after F4 or other sharp lines. So I played the most solid move. And Topalov played Bishop G7. I know this move was criticized. Maybe C6 is a little bit more. You don't have comments. Check these comments, yes. Do you? Because it's. No, I can do that. But just do you have the game with full commentaries, or just the text? Do you have the narration? Okay, fine. I remember it. Queen D2, C6. I played f3, so maybe bishop h6 immediately. Makes more sense, but I think that f3 is a decent move. b5, 92, 97, now bishop h6. So white achieved something because it stopped black king from castling short side, but obviously black has enough time, because white is not creating enough pressure in the center, enough time to castle long side, and that's what Topalov did. Bishop b7, maybe e5 immediately was another option, but I don't think it changes too much. a3, so it's always useful, to stop black, playing b4 and securing knight on c3. e5 castle, e7, king b1, a6. Yeah, but starting with an a5 didn't make much sense because black has no resources. No resources on the queen side to create an attack. So that's why again a6 makes also sense. Knight c1. I think both sides are making natural moves. So I don't know. Maybe I could have played g4 here, for instance. Yeah, that's might be another option. Waiting, because black eventually will have to take on d4 anyhow. So I wouldn't consider knight c1 the best move, but let's get another move. Knight b3, e4. Black has to do something to open the center. Otherwise, there's no compensation for the weaknesses of their queen side. g3. That's the. And here I already thought about this combination very, very vaguely. I already saw some kind of tactical fiesta. So with all these possible shots and attacking black king, I didn't see the line yet, but I sensed that something could happen. So that's why I played knight a5, which probably is not a good move. I would say that probably queen f4 was a better option. Just preventing d5, and if black goes king a7, then probably playing g4. So just keeping the pressure. Yeah, but there's one rule. If you want to play masterpiece, you have to make one mistake. Because otherwise, it's such a you need a unique combination of factors, and it's this unless your opponent cooperates unconsciously. It doesn't happen. So you can hardly imagine a game played without any mistakes. I mean, for instance, I'm very proud of my game. Probably you remember, I played against Karpov, game 16 in my match in 1985. Well, probably the crucial game of the match. I won the game with black and took a lead in the match. And it was a great concept, sacrificing the ball in the opening, playing with my knight on d3. Some of you remember. But the problem is that it had a refutation, so which Karpov didn't find at an early stage. So you always go through some kind of gray area. So this happened the same in this game, but the same. Otherwise, there would be nothing to be proud. Queen f4 would be another good game. Even if I won after queen f4, I would be showing the game today. So knight a5, bishop h3, d5. Again, it's very, very natural, and there's very little we can say about these moves. Black is making, all the right moves, and it seems now that they solve the problems. And it's true, black solved the problems. The position is probably roughly even, but the complications begin. Rook h1, d4. It's also very natural. So black made tremendous progress. The pawn from d6 actually crossed d5 square, and now it's on d4. So it seems that black could even now take the initiative because white pieces are quite discoordinated. It's very difficult to imagine that in 20 moves black king will be on d1. Made it on d1. not by force, but still. So and it's and we're not talking about the game. between two amateurs. We're talking about a game between, you know, very strong grandmasters. And by natural cause, Black King will travel from A7 to D1. As I said, at a certain point, almost by force. So I played knight D5, knight D5, E5, queen D6. And here we reached the position. I saw the combination, so I wasn't sure how I should, you know, handle it, but I sensed that, you know, it should work. So rook takes D4. For me, move was very, very natural. My only concern was that, you know, since we're playing chess and not checkers, Topalov was not obliged to take. So I didn't see how I'm winning exactly after CD4, but I smelled that it would be a brilliant surprise. So okay, I had a good nose, you know, even, you know, so it's not wine, but still you need a good nose to smell the right flavor. And again, my intuition was correct. So CD4 was losing while there were other moves. Probably the best one was, yeah, King B6. King B6, yeah, King B6 was the best move. Let's not go into these details. Trust me, after King B6, Black solves all the problems. In fact, even White should be a little bit accurate. Probably it's a draw. But again, as I say, you know, you need opponents' cooperation. So without Topalov being greedy, so we wouldn't make him talking about this game today. So Topalov took on D4. Now this is losing by force. It's hard to imagine that now White is winning, and it starts all with an amazing move, rook E7 check. Now that's another sacrifice. So again, it doesn't happen often that all the pieces, they're totally discoordinated. Knight on A5, bishop on A3, queen A4, but suddenly it's all created, you know, a very powerful mating construction. If Black, actually, it's not, the line is not here, but we should probably discuss it. Queen takes A7, queen D4, king B8, queen B6, and now after bishop B7, knight C6 check, and after queen B7, then knight C6 mate. That's nice. So it's just, again, it doesn't happen often, you know, in the practical game when you can, you know, you can mate the opponent. It's mate. There are no moves of Black. No legal moves. And after bishop b7, yes, we just simply playing knight c6 and again king a8, queen a7. So rook is untouchable. So Black should move the king, and king played king b6. Yes. And king b8, I take on d4 and it's the same. Knight d7. Okay, there are many ways to win here. Same. As you can see, Black is losing by force. White, it's a spiritual advantage, you know. Few pieces left, but they create such a powerful combination and working so well in coordination. But Topalov played king b6 quite quickly. Again, it's just it's something about beliefs. I mean, Topalov didn't calculate everything, but he thought, look, with so few pieces left on the board, what can happen to the Black king? While I believe that with so many pieces left on the board, because I counted pawns as pieces, something should happen to Black king. So queen d4, king takes a5. Yeah, but that's of course too bad, because then White has even equalized material.